lovely soul. Welcome back to She Feels Everything. I'm Gill and I'm so glad you're here. Take a breath with me. Maybe even place your hand on your heart and just let yourself land for a moment. You've made it through another week and I see you. In our last episode, I shared what it really means to feel everything. The intensity, the exhaustion, the beauty, the truth of it all. And this week, I want to take us one step further into the gift of feeling deeply. Because yes, it's hard. Yes, there are days when it feels like the world is just too much. But there's something sacred in the way we feel. Something that allows us to connect, to create, and to truly live. I used to wish I didn't feel so much. I remember sitting with tears in my eyes over something small, maybe a kind word, a sad advert that came on the radio or on TV, the quiet sunset, and wondering if something was wrong with me. Why did everyone else seem to move on so easily while I was still holding it all inside? All those emotions that you feel, not just when you're young, when you're a child, but as you're growing up through adolescence into adulthood, navigating all the hormonal changes and the emotions that you go through. It's not an easy thing to navigate, especially when you're an empath and you're highly sensitive. You feel those emotions more intensely, and that's why it was hard for me. Like when I was at school, I had a lot of challenges. I had physical disability, and I also wore glasses. And when I was in comprehensive school, I went through a lot of bullying then, and it was very, very difficult. Now, on top of that, I think I felt the challenges of every other child does, navigating school. And yeah, you find that you sometimes want to go somewhere quiet and there's nowhere really to escape to. You haven't got that, you haven't got the words really to express what you really want. And then as you get older, you go through maybe your first love, falling in love with someone, you feel that much more intensely. And heartbreak as well. Grief, loss, those sorts of emotions are really, really hard. But what we actually need to do with those really, really intense emotions is to feel them, to let them come through and let them come to the surface and give it time and not be in a rush to express how you feel, not keep that feeling inside. So if you're feeling angry, really, really frustrated, grab a pillow and punch a pillow. Or scream if you can. I can't do that here because people would probably think there's something wrong. My neighbours will be like, what on earth is going on in there? But, let your emotion out. If you feel you want to laugh, go ahead and laugh. If you want to cry, let it out. Don't keep your emotions trapped inside and let it come to the surface. Let it ride out and then you can move on from that. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's a quick fix. So it does take time. So don't be in a rush to get over somebody, a loved one, a grief, a loss, anything like that. Don't be in a rush. Just let your emotions, feel your emotions inside you. That's all I'm saying. But over time, I started to see it differently. I began to notice how those deep feelings also helped me sense when someone was hurting, even if they didn't say a word, how I could find language for emotions others didn't know how to name, how I could create from that place, writing, healing, holding space, because I knew what it was to feel. And that, I realized, is a gift. We need to embrace our gifts. Being able to sense other people's emotions is a true gift. I mean, you might notice someone that's really, really sad and just pop a hand around their shoulder, a friend who might need a little bit of support, but not realize it. And she or he might not be able to express it, how they're feeling. Just that little bit of a helping hand, I think, is always lovely. As empaths, highly sensitive and spiritual souls, we are tuned into the subtleties of life. We notice the slight changes in someone's voice, the energy in a room, the shift in the wind. We love hard, really hard, and we cry easily. We care so much, deeply, deeply care. I know it's funny because I always think, particularly, I've noticed I do really, really love hard. I always love really, really intensely. And some people just can't handle that emotion. So also notice and don't be offended if someone in your personal space can't handle that intense emotion. They're just not meant for you or right for you. Even if it's a friend, don't be offended by that, because I've noticed in particular that some friends have drifted off and aren't in my personal space anymore because they just can't handle that really, really intense love that I give out. They can't handle it. So, yeah, just don't be offended by that if somebody steps out of your personal space and maybe goes quiet or distant. Don't take offense to that. And while that might feel like too much, that we love too much, that we care too much, that we cry too easily in a world that praises disconnection, I truly believe it's exactly what the world needs more of. We need more people like us, more people to be sensitive. This world can be so hard and so tough sometimes. We need softness. We need to bring the softness back, the care, the love that we have for each other. Because your ability to feel deeply, that's where your compassion comes from, your intuition, your creative spark, your capacity to hold space for others and for yourself. Of course, there are days when it's heavy, days when the emotions are thick and tangled, days when society rewards numbness, busyness, or detachment. But often then, your sensitivity is not something to fight, it's something to honour. There's a quiet strength in staying soft, not shut down, in letting yourself be moved by life. So even though there's people rushing around or almost on automatic pilot, getting from A to B to into themselves, social media, television, news, all of that, let's remember and bring in the softness, our sensitivity, and let's show that to others. Sometimes the deepest kind of healing comes not from fixing anything, but from simply allowing yourself to feel fully, freely, and without shame. There are little moments that only highly sensitives catch. The way sunlight moves through leaves, the unspoken tension between two people, the ache in a song, the softness in a goodbye. These moments matter, and you notice them because of your sensitivity. So if you've ever been told you're too much, know this: you're not too much. You are just never met deeply enough. But here, in this space, you are met. You are held. You are understood. Before we close today, I just want to speak directly to you, from my heart to yours. If you feel deeply, please know you're not broken, you're not weak, and you're not too much. You are a soul who is being gifted the capacity to hold oceans inside you. Yes, sometimes those oceans are stormy, but they are also where the sunsets live, where the reflections shimmer, where life feels most alive. So honor that. Let yourself be moved. Let yourself care. Let yourself keep loving deeply, even when the world feels hard. Because every tear, every swell of emotion, every quiet moment you notice beauty, that is proof you are living fully. And that, my love, is a gift not everyone gets to experience. Let your feelings be a guide. Let them be a bridge to your truth, your people, and your soul. And remember, your softness is your power. Until next time, love, light, and blessings from Gill, the inner healing empath. She feels everything.